this is Taylor with Cutthroat Marketing. Today I am here to answer two questions. Number one, what is a Google Business Profile post? And number two, how to do one. So let's go ahead and dive right in. If you are not already logged into your Google Business Profile account, then if you could please go to business.google.com and go ahead and sign into your account, that would be great. If you sign in and you have multiple accounts that you manage or multiple locations, it's going to give you a list of those locations. I'm not showing you my list right now just because, that would show you all of my clients. But if that is the case, just go ahead and select the business that you need to work on. If you only have one business profile, then it's going to take you straight to your profile. And that should look something like this. The main difference that you're going to see is that most likely you have a white screen, whereas mine is black because I have dark mode on. Nothing to panic about. So the first thing is, what is a Google Business post? And a post for your Google Business Profile is one that when you post it, it shows up over here on your listing. And the purpose of this post is really, I guess there's a couple purposes. One, if any customers see this, it helps them understand something that you do. So it's kind of like a tiny sales pitch. And then the other thing that it does is it feeds back to Google exactly what your business does. So it is a really important tool to use. Just to show you what it would look like for the general public, if we go to Google, and I'm going to use ourselves as an example. So if we were to go ahead and type digital marketing agency, the first thing you see is advertisements, right? When it says sponsored, those are paid ads. If we scroll past that though, we will see the map and what we call the map pack of the results that show up associated with the map. And here's our listing right here. So if someone were to click on our listing and take a look at it, it's going to give them information. It's going to show where we are, our phone number, all that stuff. And the post is going to show up right down here, showing you latest updates. They can click learn more, and it's going to take them to the website. Or if you've chosen another button on your post, it will do whatever that button is. So let's take a look at doing a Google Business post. So the first thing we need to do is to be on this page, logged in, and we need to select this button right here that says add update. So when you click on that button, it's now going to give you three options. Number one is to add an update or a post. Number two is to add an offer. So if you had a coupon or a special offer for your customers. Number three is an event. So if you have a special event open to the public, like maybe a drop-in of some sort or an open house, we could use that to put that information here. I would say that 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to use add update, if not that all the time. So that's the one we're really going to take a look at right now. So if we go ahead and click on that, it's going to take us to the next screen that shows you the three basic elements of a post. It's really pretty simple. It is a description or the verbiage for your post, a photo or graphic, and then a button. So let's take a second just to make sure we have everything we need. To do a post, you're going to want to have three things. Number one is what you're going to talk about. The verbiage for your post it's great if you can have that ready to go. If not, then you can just type it right here as you go. Number two is to have a graphic or a photo that's going to go with the service or product that you're talking about. And then we're going to need to pick a button, right? So in our minds, it's kind of good to know which button we want to use. So let's roll through these real quick. Number one is the book option. This is what you would use if you have a link on your website that allows someone to book with you directly, whether it be booking a service such as a massage or a reservation or anything like that. You could use this. It will then put a button that literally just says book on it, and people click on it, it will take you to that page. The next option is order online. This is very similar. So if you have something that can be ordered online, then you could use this one. The alternative to that is to use buy. So it's really user preference of which one of these you want to use. But if you can buy your product online and you have a link for it, pick one of those. The most used option is learn more. So learn more is very generic, but it means that whatever link we put in there, that's where it will take them to learn more about your the information that you're talking about in the description. Sign up is if you want to have someone sign up for a newsletter, or maybe you have like a maintenance plan you offer and you want them to sign up for that. And then the last option is call now, which means that instead of one of these taking you to a link, when someone clicks on it, it's going to dial from their phone to your office. That is the other most used option. So now that you have a rundown of what these are, and you probably have in mind what you want to use, let's just walk through doing a post. So the first thing we're going to do here is add the update or the description, okay? So for us, using Cutthroat Marketing as an example, I'm going to do a post about us being a website design firm, and I'm going to try to see if I can mention what we do a couple different times in here. So I'm going to paste in what I wrote earlier, and we'll just review it real quick. I have, are you looking for a quality designer in Columbia, South Carolina? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you looking for a quality website designer in Columbia, South Carolina? Look no further than Cutthroat Marketing. We are a leading digital marketing agency and would love to work with you. Learn more about our website development services by clicking below. So you'll notice in my verbiage that I really used 3 spots here to talk about what we do as a company. Okay, I mentioned that we are a website designer in Columbia, South Carolina, right? So that's in here. We also talked about being a digital marketing agency, right there. And then the last thing we did is we mentioned website development services, which, yes, is very similar to website design, but it's 2 different ways of saying what that service is. So my point with this is that 1, this is a tiny sales pitch to the person that reads this. And number 2 is that it now has 3 phrases explaining exactly what my company does that feeds back to Google. And that's really one of the most important parts about this. Okay, so that part's done. The next thing is putting in a link to your website. Even if you decide to use the Call Now button, I would strongly recommend putting a link at least to your homepage in here. I have just noticed that it seems to really like it when we do that. So for us, I'm going to hop over to our website. I already have our website design page pulled up. We're going to highlight the address up in the address bar. We're going to copy it. So you can do Control-C on a PC, Command-C if this is on a Mac, or you can right-click and select copy. I'm going to come back over to our window and I'm going to paste it. To paste it, we can do Control-V on a PC, Command-V if this is a Mac, or again, we can just use our handy right click and do the paste. And then I'm going to do it again because I want to use the Learn More button. My goal here is to drive as many people as I can to our website, especially since what we do is digital marketing, and that part's done. The last step here is adding a photo or graphic. I will tell you that if you have a service-based business or something that you are making products to sell, I would strongly recommend you using actual photos of that. And if at all possible, make sure they're photos taken on a mobile device, like a tablet or a phone. But in our case, it's kind of hard to get pictures of what we do when we're just a bunch of computer geeks, right, back here. It gets a little boring because all you had ever seen is my face and a screen. So I'm going to actually use a graphic that I had already done and had ready for this. And I'm going to upload that here. As you can see, you can do up to 10 photos. I honestly don't do this. I typically always just do 1 picture because I don't really think it makes a huge difference. But if you'd like to do multiple, you go right ahead. So now it's going to show you that the graphic is here and everything. So your next step is to preview. Now, you don't have to preview, but I always like to because sometimes, you know, I make a mistake and I want to make sure that everything I have is here. So I have my graphic, I have my verbiage, I have a link to my website here, and I have it in the Learn More. And now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and click Post. Okay, so once you click Post, it's going to look like this. It's going to tell you it's been posted. If it isn't approved for some reason, you'll receive an email. The number 1 reason for a post being not approved is putting your phone number in the verbiage. It is really important that you do not do that. Google does not like it, so just a heads up. So once it's done, it's going to show here as pending, and that is completely normal. It usually clears up in about 10 minutes. You'll see this one where I was recording this and decided I didn't like my recording, so I started again. But here's the one I did 28 minutes ago, and you can see that it's live. It no longer has the pending mark. So while we're here, quick little tip, if you accidentally post twice or you hate your post, you can go ahead and edit it or delete it. And I'm going to delete it because it is a duplicate of this one. I'm going to close this window, and I'm also going to show you when you scroll down on your listing here, here's where you're going to see updates. Now, it has not shown the one you just did yet because it's still pending. So give it about 10 minutes and you'll see it right here. And here are some examples of posts we've done in the past. You'll see that I did a lot of the Call Now, but a lot of times I've used the Learn More and sometimes I rotate. But this is what it looks like. Really quickly, if you want to see another option for offer, I'll just show that to you. So creating an offer has just a couple of more options. So you're going to put in a title of your offer, and you're going to put in a start date and an end date. Even if you don't have one internally, it's okay, but they still want you to have one. So I typically do this for either a week or a month, and then I'm going to repost about it frequently. So do whatever works for you. This one where it says offer details, this is just like the description or the post verbiage. If you have a coupon code that they need to use, you can put that here. And then if there's a link about this offer on your website, you put that here. And if you have any terms and conditions, you would put that here. I do use this one a lot, even if it just says some exclusions may apply. You know, I usually put like basic verbiage. And then again with your graphic, and this works exactly the same as your normal post, where you can preview and then post your item. Backing up, I'm just going to show you the third option here of add an event. So in this case, again, we have a title, we have a start date and an optional start time, end date and an optional end time. Event details is where you will obviously put the details of your event. And then you have a button again. And then you have an option to lead them to any one of these about your event, as well as adding your graphic or your photos. Once again, you'll preview and post, and it works exactly the same. So I think that's pretty much about it for adding a Google Business Profile post. Feel free to drop any questions below if you have any, and I hope you have a great day.